Alright, let's take a look at this. Number 1, show whether x equals -3 is the solution to each equation. So what that's saying is, if I put a -3 in for x here, does the left-hand side of the equation equal the right-hand side? Okay, so is it the answer? If we were to solve this, do we get that x equals -3 as the answer? So to do that, all you have to do is substitute it in. So we're going to put -3 in to each one of these equations, okay? And then we're going to see if the left-hand side equals the right-hand side. All right? Okay, so I put in a -3 here. All right, so this is multiplication. Remember in math, when stuff is squished right next to a bracket like this, and it's like, oh, I don't know what that is. Is that adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing? It's always going to be multiplication, okay? So same with over here. This is 7 times -3, and then down here, -10 times -3. Okay, so working this out, let's see if the left equals the right. So -8 times -3 is 24, right? Positive 24, because a negative times a negative, the signs are the same, so it's positive. Minus 1 equals 25. So if we just finish up here, 23 does not equal 25. So this one is a big fat no. Next one. 3 minus 7 times -3 equals -24. Okay, so what we're going to do is, we're going to do 7 times -3. Okay, so we have 3 minus. Now, 7 times -3 is 21, but it's negative because the signs are different. Okay, so this is going to be -21 equals -24. So, 3 minus -21. So if it's 3 degrees outside and Mother Nature takes away coldness, then it warms up to positive 24. And positive 24 does not equal -24. So that one's a big fat no as well. Geez, what about the last one here? Okay, so -10 times -3, the signs are the same, so it's positive. So this is going to be 30 minus 1. Okay, 29 on this side. So yes, 30 minus 1 equals 29. So this one does work. Okay. The next ones here, I'm just going to fly through them and give you the answers, and then I'll explain the process after. So I'm just going to do them all first, and then I'll just point with my little arrow and show you kind of what I did. Okay, I'll close your eyes and open them, and you will see a magic trick. Okay, here we go. First one, here's the m. Okay, this is the variable I'm trying to solve for. 2 plus m over 3, or m divided by 3 equals 18. We do reverse BEDMAS, so we get rid of the adding and subtracting thing first. So I'm going to get rid of this 2. I'm going to take this 2 away, because right now it's positive. Okay, we don't care about that sign. That's after it. This 2 on its own is just positive, so I'm going to subtract it from both sides, and then I have to multiply both sides by 3 to get 48. Okay? Here, I'm going to add 8 to both sides. -12 plus 8 is -4. I'm left with c, the variable, divided by -8 equals -4. Multiply both sides by -8, and we get negative times a negative gives us positive 32. I'm going to add 5 to both sides, multiply both sides by -6, and I get -120 equals x. Okay, so x equals -120. You can write it however you want. And this one, I'm going to add 17 to both sides, and then multiply both sides by 13, and I get 195. So n equals 195. Okay. Quickly substituting, if we were to substitute these answers back into the equation, 48, if I put a 48 for m, 48 divided by 3 is 16. 2 plus 16 is 18. We're good to go. Here, 32 divided by -8 is -4. Okay, because the signs are different. -4 minus 8. So if it's -4 outside and we get colder, it goes down to negative 12. Over here, negative 120 divided by negative 6 is positive 20, and negative 5 plus 20 is positive 15. Here, 195 divided by 13 is 15, and 15 minus 17, okay, it's going to go into the negatives, and we do in fact get negative 2. Okay, let's take a look at these questions along the bottom here with the distributive property. I'm just going to fill them in again and explain my process after. Okay, hang on a sec. Okay, first one here. So when we have this set of brackets here, this 3 out front, remember I told you up here that this means multiplication. Okay, so this is 3 times k plus 3. So what we do is we apply what is known as the distributive property. Okay, we're going to multiply 3 by k and 3 by this plus 3. Okay, so anytime you're multiplying a number by a variable and the variable has no number in front of it, then we assume that it's a 1. Okay, so this is just 3 times k, which becomes 3k. If there was like a 2 in front of that k, then it would be 3 times 2, we'd have 6k. But because there's no number in front of it, there's no coefficient in front of it, it's just 3k. And now 3 times positive 3. Okay, it says plus 3, but we're gonna call it positive because over here you're gonna see why I'm doing that. So this gives us 3k plus 3 times 3 is positive 9, so I write plus 9. And then I just solve it, subtract 9 from both sides, divide both sides by 3, and k equals negative 10. Okay, over here, the distributive property again, negative 14 times n. Okay, there's a 1 in front of there, so it's just negative 14n. Now I have negative 14 times negative 11. Okay, it says subtract or minus, but the value of that 11 is definitely not positive because we're taking it away. It's subtracting, right? So negative 14 times negative 11, that's 2 negatives, gives us a positive 154. So then we write it as, we take that positive and we write it as plus 154. Okay, so negative 14n plus 154. And then we just subtract 154 from both sides, divide both sides by negative 14. I didn't write that in. Let me write that. Divide both sides by negative 14. And we get positive 8 as our answer. And the last one here, 8x minus 56. The reason it's minus is because we have 8 times negative 7. 8 times negative 7, the signs are different, so it's a negative number. It's negative 56. So we write it as subtract 56, okay? So 8x minus 56 equals 30. Oops, equals negative 32. Oh, great, I messed up. Equals negative 32. So negative 32 plus 56. Oh my gosh, this is embarrassing. This one's wrong. Uh-oh, no, I can't erase it. Hang on. Crisis. There we go. Whew. So, I was just kidding about that one. That was just a JK. So this is 24. So divide by 8. And the answer is not 11. Gosh, it's so embarrassing. The answer is 3. Positive 3. I meant to do that. Okay. So 8x minus 56 equals negative 32. Add 56 to both sides. Negative 32 plus 56 is 24. Divide both sides by 8, and x equals 3. And that's how we do those. Okie dokie.